Welcome everyone to the SERL Hot Wheels Cup Series Season 2, Race 11 at Vermont. And we have 40 drivers ready to tackle this almost a mile-and-a-half racetrack. I think it's 1.4995 miles, I want to say. And when we were here a season ago, my oh my, was it just action-packed and just wild. There were a total of 7 cautions the last time I checked, 23 DNFs, and there was mostly, I think, like almost all tracks there is a trouble spot, and this trouble spot is in the dogleg. And for those who don't know a whole lot about this racetrack, it's shaped sort of like the way Phoenix International Raceway was shaped before they repaved it in the summer of 2011. So I hope that gives you an idea. And this dogleg, it's flat, but the thing is, you come off of the high speed, high bank corners of turns 1, 2, and just so much speed. I think like the closing rate just really happens very fast, and you might accidentally and if you tap someone in this corner, you're gonna send them sideways. And I think that's what caused most of the crashes last season. And then if this crash carries into turns 3 and 4, it almost becomes it almost becomes like a traffic block. Y- you know, because I remember there were several crashes a season ago that started in the dogleg but carried all the way into turns 3 and 4, and by the end of it, there were like 18 cars all there in a pileup with damage. So I think we'll be seeing uh, the exact same thing here today, along with many cautions. But now let's get into the point staying. So after several weeks of a tight points battle between the top several drivers high up in points, I think it's now, after Myrtle Beach has settled down to now a tight race between these two drivers. And some drivers would actually, not some drivers, some people would actually consider the tight race in the top two not even that type of race. And that is between Bubba Buchanan and Andrew Gorman. Bubba Buchanan won last week at Myrtle Beach, and he's starting towards the middle to the back of the pack today, so he's definitely going to be in the trouble spot. And then Andrew Gorman, and number two, he's kind of, I would say out of like the two, both of drivers have definitely been talked about a lot about the season. But I think Andrew Gorman, I would say, is probably a little bit more of under the radar between the two, and I guess that makes sense because he's never been the points leader. I don't believe he's 12 points behind Bubba Buchanan, so I think with him starting in front, things could change today. But we'll just have to find out. There was no safe spot last season because the thing is, even I think there were 2 times a season ago at this track where the leader got involved in something because of like lap cars, and lap cars got in the way pretty frequently a season ago. So I think we'll have to be watching out. I think we'll have to also be watching out for that today as well. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. So now let's get these cars rolling off. Here is the starting lineup. So Nick Smith, Isaac Newell's in the front row. That this is Nick Smith's first pole of the season, and maybe ever, and he becomes the 11th pole winner in 11 races. And here is the rest of the starting lineup. I think if we can find him, okay, he's not on this list, but Carson Sinclair in the number 9. He was not the most dominant driver season ago, but he did go on to win this race one season ago, and he has shown some speed this year, 15 points, which isn't too bad. So maybe he can repeat, which I don't believe has ever happened before in the SERL, or more specifically the Hot Wheels Cup series. So we'll just have to see. But anyway, Nick Smith in 38, a driver that a driver that is actually pretty high in points, but lost a lot of ground last week at Myrtle Beach, 5th in points. So this could be a good day for him, and for Isaac Nichols, who's also 6th in points. So a pretty good day if you're starting in front for these two drivers. But anyway, on to the front stretch, a really long front stretch, and we will now get the green flag at Vermont Raceway. It looks like Isaac Nichols got the better start just by a little bit, heading down into turn number 1, but Nick Smith should have the preferred line entering this corner. Right behind him is Frankie Reed in the 95, a driver that has had mostly had just not good luck, but has shown some speed at some tracks. But like I said, bad luck is what has cost him a lot of ground in the points. And now, next snap, here comes Frankie Reed looking to take the lead. And now we are already 3 wide and maybe even 4 wide behind them. Nick Smith will lead the first lap. Andrew Gorman is up around here, but we have to keep our eye on this time because this does not look good. Such as that here. Oh my goodness! Car Sinclair, Dale Scott. Oh my god! I cannot believe they all stayed here. That could have been really huge. Anyway, right behind here. This is what we can right here. Oh my goodness! Johnny Mills. Oh no! Oh, there we go. There's a crash. Torn Dieter, Eric Almahart. It looks like Kendall Maynor also got some damage. Andrew Brandt, Dean Orton, Jim Kelly. Oh my goodness, Garrett Sinner. What the heck was that? I couldn't tell who caused it. There's Daniel Voiles, Jacob Reed, Bill Crafton, and Saunders. Oh my goodness, another crash behind here. What's up with this? Oh my goodness. O'Neal Baldwin just ran into the back of Cliff Crafton and Johnny Mills, so it looks like we had an initial crash here that who got Karen Blake, and maybe even our points leader, Bubba Buchanan. We'll just have to see what happened here, as this looks to be a huge crash. But as we go back up to front, Nick Smith is still our leader. Let's take a look and see what happened coming off of turn number 4. I have a feeling we weren't going to stay under green for much more longer. So there were many crashes that happened on laps 2 and 3, and in fact, because this race is expected to have so many cautions, there might be some wrecks that actually get sped up to save time. But let's take a look at this first crasher here, or the first crash that I identified. And I guess you could say this kind of all started with the craziness that was happening entering turns 3 and 4. Because look at this here. Club Crafton and Big Crafton make together. That almost caused a wreck. But then right here, watch this. Johnny Mills was coming up the racetrack right here, and Andrew Brandt had nowhere to go. Caused them to go into Tornadier, which then went into Eric Almahart. And right there you can see Clint Buchanan, Jacob Reed, and Daniel Wills all gained together. And then right here, once again, Kendall Maynor and Cameron Gallenton found themselves again into the outside wall. And Andrew Brandt was actually on his side for just a second. And then right here, this got sped because the 6, the 4, and the 16 for some reason, they were not deciding to gap each other. So I don't know if one driver's car was broken or what, but that's what happened up there. And up front, if we were to look at what happened right here, or a closer look. Okay, so Clint Buchanan and Jacob Reed got together. That's what happened right here. And so down into Daniel Voiles, Jacob Reed and Daniel Voiles make hard contact right here, and then right here, Riley Smith gets damage. So does Bubba Buchanan. So Bubba Buchanan did get some damage in this crash. So did Abe Troxel and Bill Crafton. And some of these drivers actually really having points, such as Abe Troxel. He was 4th in points entering this event. Bill Crafton was 9th in points. And if we were to go up ahead right here, this is where this all started. So, and I think this one right here was caused by a glitch, because watch this. This was like random slowdown right here, and of course, Blaine Keys did not have enough time to check up. Charles Belding in the 46. I think. Who did he get hit by? Oh, for some reason, Justin Thomas came down the racetrack, not seeing Charles Belding most likely. Behind them, the way this started, it was kind of almost the exact same deal. So there seems to be some kind of mysterious glitch on this racetrack, most likely. I think that's what caused this crash, because Big Crafton in the 62 just had another strange slow up here. Well, actually, it was Clint Buchanan into Big Crafton, and I don't know if it was because of the checkup, but that's what happened right here. And then, of course, you know the rest of the story with Riley Smith hitting them, and then, well, oops. Riley Smith hitting them. William Befford here now. It was just like Cliff Crafton pushed Giant Mills, but then he was also getting pushed from O'Neal Baldwin. So that's everything that went down here at Vermont. I know this is not the normal way I format my instant replays, but it's what I decided to do, just to try to do things. But anyway, now let's go on board some drivers. If Torn Dieter was maybe like 10, 20 more feet before he went up into the wall, it would have been a concrete wall, not a safer barrier, and that would have been an even harder and more dangerous lick. But thankfully, that did not happen. But it was still a hard impact. this wreck, unless something serious happens to Cody Hagan, Andrew Gorman, and Bubba Buchanan, this slick is not going to help Abe Trox on the points whatsoever. Just that, here we go. One driver that doesn't have to worry about any damage is last season's winner, Carter Sinclair. Everyone from Connor Breeden to Eric Almahart is officially out of the race, and now that leaves 35 cars on the lead lap. But like I said in the previous show, only 20 cars finished the race, and only 17 of those 20 finished on the lead lap. So the danger and wildness is not over yet. But one driver that's currently having a good time on the track right now is Nick Smith in 38. He almost lost the lead to Frankie Reed, but I think when the caution came out at just the right time. And Frankie Reed, I said before about how his season it's been a very struggling season. I think he's outside the top 35 points, and of course behind them drivers that actually have a good chance of taking a great out. And actually, drivers behind Nick Smith and Frankie Reed are some drivers that could actually have a great points day, and that is Isaac Nichols and Andrew Gorman, third and fourth. But now, as they go back racing here, I'm going to be talking behind them. To the outside here is LJ Mills. And I said this before, if you're going to make that outside move, you have to make it right off the back, and I wasn't able to execute that. But now, as they go down into turn 4, for those who might remember last season's race or watched last season's race, the race was 42 laps. This time it's 39 laps, but it was sort of a way to just sort of like increase it. But I don't know how much it really is going to do that. And now as we go into turns 1, 2, now here we go, battle for the lead. Frankie Reed to the inside. It looks like Frankie Reed is going to get that position. Heading down into turns 3 and 4. Here comes Lisa Gonzalez in the 51. Lisa Gonzalez is just one of those drivers that has also had a very struggling season. Last season, Sean Hardwell drove this car, and that driver went on to lead the most laps. But the thing is, he got involved in a couple of late race wrecks, which one of those included him as the leader. But now he's just gone up in the second, and now he's looking to take the lead away. But so far, I don't think we're seeing too much craziness yet. But anyway, here we go. The checker flag. Ooh, who was that? Okay. I can't check the full grid right now, but I'm assuming that it was probably maybe like 5 1,000ths of a second. That's how close the margin was. But this time, Lisa Gonzalez will for surely be able to lead a lap. And behind him, is he starting to pull a gap? Oh, did someone wreck? Yep, someone wrecked. Someone wrecked because Lisa Gonzalez is back of the caution here. Oh my goodness, who is that? Garrett Sinor? No, it wasn't Garrett Sinor. Ooh, LJ Mills, he was up front. So Garrett Sinor. It looks like all the drivers just can't stop. But this wreck, it looks like it occurred in the dogleg, and Kevin Saunders also damaged, so is Austin Kennedy. And that looks to be it. Ooh. Alan Souza with some heavy damage this time around. Whoa, my goodness. Okay. Alan Souza gets into the back of Jimmy Kelly, but looks like that's not going to be any serious damage. Well, there we go. This is why, I think this is one of the reasons why we had so many answer here, is because the way the AI performs at this track, it causes a lot of drivers to run into each other after the caution. But let's take a look and see what happened to, and chances are the first car around was LJ Mills. So LJ Mills trying to go to the inside of Andrew Gorman, and this seemed to be a battle for around 10th position. And so LJ Mills here, he tries to go to the inside, but the thing is he's too close to the bumper of Andrew Gorman, and that's what causes the tango here. Goes down right into Blaine Keys and Dale Scott, so they have some damage as well. But LJ Mills here, he slides across the tracker here, right up in front of Kevin Saunders. Austin Kennedy just has nowhere to go. So does an Alan Souza. And right here, Aria Parks also got some damage as well. So did Cameron Blake, Austin Kennedy, and the list goes on and on. But I'm kind of surprised not more drivers didn't get involved in that, because the area is definitely one of it's a trouble spot. There's a reason why it is a trouble spot, and that's one of the reasons why. It's sort of more of a trouble spot in terms of creating. It's more of a trouble spot of getting yourself involved. Maybe not exactly like an incident like happening in the dog leg, but an area of a track they can easily get collected. They can get collected up in. But now let's go on board some drivers. It looked like LJ Mills was going to have a good day, but for him, his struggling season in the SERL overall continues. Almost on his way. Look at how close Luke Walker came to almost getting spun by the spinning LJ Mills. Everyone that is marked a lap down, except Andrew Grant and Cameron Gallatin, is now officially out of the race. Now just leaving 28 drivers on the lead lap. And here is the list of everyone that is out of the race. And so now this is the first time that we will have lap traffic now. So it'll be interesting to see how much of an issue or an interference Andrew Brandt and Cameron Gallatin are, which we have seen pretty frequently actually this season in the SERL overall. If you remember in the American Tunnel Series versus South Boston, Club Captain was a huge interference in causing 2 wrecks. So we'll just have to see how much of a factor these two left drivers are. It's going to bring an interesting challenge. And here we are, the green flag is back out once again. And even though, and I know I've said this before, but this is just very familiar to one season ago. Except the difference was it was a different driver behind that 51 car. Lisa Gonzalez gets by the lap cars a-okay. But Cameron Gallatin seems to be the bigger interference here, as he's now getting past on both sides. This is not looking good. This just does not look good here, and I'm not feeling good about this. They are now 4 wide right here, trying to get by Cameron Gallatin. Oh my goodness! Once again, oh my goodness! Car Keselowski came to a stop right here. Oh, the caution's out. Who's it for? Okay, so another spin on the backstretch. Oh no! Andrew Gorman. Andrew Gorman, who did get some damage in the last crash, and chances are it looks like that he wasn't up front. It looks like Kevin Summers also got some damage in that as well. But maybe that damage in the LJ Mills situation had to make him come down pit road. Well, let's take a look and see what happened, as he will now be out of the race. This is by far one of the most strangest crashes ever, not only at this track but in the SERL period. And so what happened here was that Cameron Gallatin and Kevin Summers hooked together, and we're just gonna play this in real time. He hits the inside wall here, and then he comes all the way across the grass, and Andrew Gorman here, who was strangely slow, could get slowed down in time just enough, and hits Kevin Saunders. Both drivers will now be out of the race, and for Andrew Gorman, this is definitely going to be a huge hit for him in the points. He came into this race second in points, only 12 points behind Bubba Buchanan. So now, I think the best thing that he can hope for in order to stay up in this championship hunt after today is hope that something bad happens to Bubba Buchanan, which that could happen as well. I think normally when I talk about wild rides, I usually mean like flips, but this was in some ways a wild ride for Kevin Saunders. When you get in the grass, you can't really slow speed here. As you can see, I think Andrew was trying to slow down to avoid this wreck, but he did not slow down just in time. On board, Cameron Blake. On board, Andrew Gorman. Andrew Gorman and Kevin Saunders will now be out of the race. Andrew Brandt, Cameron Gallatin still one lap down and will start on the inside, and they will and unless they DNF or get the lap stuck, it will continue to be like that up until 10 laps to go or less. That's what I was trying to say. But now Lisa Gonzalez, she still continues to lead, and it doesn't look like it's gonna it doesn't look like anyone, like, I don't think that she's really had like too many challenges so far today in this race. Let's go out Boston, where after Jim Kelly got the lead, he really was never really like challenged ever again. It could happen. And anyway, as we get the green flag, Lisa Gonzalez did not get as good of a race as the last time, and it might actually cost her here as we go down into turns 1 2. Yep, she's stuck on the high side. That's not really where I think we want to be. But she should get the advantage here, exiting the dog leg. And I have a feeling that any further crashes from this point, unless it happens to be like a melee, are going to be. Oh my goodness! Speaking of crashes, man, that was close. Carson Sinclair. So Carson Sinclair has already had a couple of low moments today, and that could have been a serious thing. As we go down into turns 1 2, and that actually might help him gain spots as he's not really going to Cameron Gallatin. So one of the lap cars is already passed. Yeah, but I think Cameron Gallatin here is really holding up this pack. Well, wait, there's like a front. Okay, I think I saw like who was it here? Oh yeah, Ariana Parks and Charles Vaughn come really close to making contact. Oh we have a crash here, and that crash is gonna bring up the caution. Who's it for? O'Neal Balvin, Dale Scott, Clint Buchanan maybe Aiden Saunders. Oh, ooh, Cody Hagan. So this day has particularly not been a very good day for drivers high for points. He also has some damage as drivers once again hit each other. Let's take a look and see what happened in this crash. O'Neal Balvin and Dale Scott battling for position in the rear of the field, and we saw this a couple times a season ago, and just like last season, it happened in the latter portions of the race, if I'm saying that correctly. And what happened right here is that I don't know if Dale Scott did not see O'Neal Balvin or if O'Neal Balvin couldn't slow down just in time, but they get together here, and Aiden Saunders does an amazing job to slow down just in time. But what happened to Cody Hagan? So Cody Hagan was actually just outside the top 10, right behind Cameron Gallatin, and just like the last crash that I showed you, this happened for the exact same reason. But I think Cody Hagan might have actually had an engine failure just because of this. Watch this. One, he slows abruptly, but two, smoke is coming out of the hood right here, and to me that type of crash should not cause smoke coming out of the hood. So somebody tells me that Cody Hagan might have had an engine failure. I just think much of the time. If a blank, he's also going to get some damage as well, which might take him out of contention of getting a solid finish. But now let's take you back to the green flag. Clint Buchanan now joins Andrew Brandt and Cameron Gallatin as drivers that are lap down but are still on the racetrack. Cody Hagan, Dale Scott, and O'Neal Balvin are now out of the race, which now that leaves us just 22 drivers on the lead lap here. So this field is getting small, right before your eyes. But as I've said already, Lisa Gonzalez, it's been a very great day for her, and I think these lap cars are in some ways helping her. But chances are we'll get in our caution, and when we do get in our caution, that's gonna cause every driver that is lap down to not be on the inside. So maybe that will actually give Isaac Nichols or another driver a chance to contend for this lead. But I think for now, Lisa Gonzalez, she's definitely going to get the extra bonus point for leading the most laps, most likely. Or I think she already has clinched it. But anyway, the green flag is now back out at Vermont. Yeah, I think with those lap cars, like Isaac Nichols, needs to get a great restart and go to the inside immediately, and we're not seeing that from him. I think mainly because of these lap cars. But anyway, Lisa Gonzalez gets by Andrew Brandt faster than last restart. Faster than the last restart. I think Nichols does that too. And behind them, Cameron Gallatin is once again stuck on the high sider here, and we just need to watch out in this pack. Just almost goes to the inside of Cameron Garlington. As they're now almost 4 wide behind them. Here's Javiano, Ariane Parks, Walker, and Jones Belden. But things are looking clean and green so far. We just need whoa. Okay, that was a little severe. Clubcraft and Ariane Parks. Okay, that was a little close too. It seems like these drivers like to get super close to each other. Entering turns. I don't exactly know why. Whoa, Andrew Grant, Nick Smith, and now all of a sudden we're now having a battle for second place between Frankie Reed and Isaac Nichols. This is definitely going to be a great day for Isaac Nichols. He's definitely going to pick up a couple of positions in the points. And after this race is over, he should be right up in the mix with Bubba Buchanan, who is the last driver on the lead laps, and I'm sure that this is not the day he wants, but I'm sure it makes him a lot more happier knowing that a lot of his closest competitors have had trouble in today's race. And I think this is now the longest red flag run that we've had. As we go back to the front. Yeah, Lisa Gonzalez here. Her car just almost seems like too strong because Frankie Reed and Isaac Nichols really have not been like gaining. Like I wouldn't say that they've been like I don't think they've been gaining or losing. They've kind of just remained neutral for the most part. Well, I guess I hear. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Back on the racetrack right here. Nick Smith and here's Samayana hooked together. Now we're 3 wide here. Oh my goodness, this is gonna hold up everyone else here. But that was an amazing save by both drivers. If Nick Smith had hit the wall, that would have surely been a wreck, just like what happened to Kevin Saunders. But man, that could have been huge. Right behind them, Payne Keys and Cliff Buchanan are getting kind of close. Payne Keys, we haven't really talked about him almost at all today, but he's doing a very great job for him. And this is a driver that is also had restricted season outside the top 25 in points. Now goes to the inside and trying to take third away from Isaac Nichols. It looks like it kind of looks like the way things are going right now. We could actually possibly go green. We could possibly go green the rest of the way. And I don't think that. And I think that because this is a bigger track, I don't think we'll be catching lap traffic here. Like there's Bubba Buchanan, and Lisa Gonzalez seems to be maybe maybe Lisa Gonzalez is like 1/4 of a track from lapping him, but I don't know if we're gonna see that. If we do see it though, that could shake things up. Lisa Gonzalez is 192 miles per hour entering this corner, and Bubba Buchanan is about 20 miles per hour slower than that. So we'll just have to see. I'm actually going to look at these lap times to see like how much Bubba Buchanan falls off. If he falls off like 4 to 5 seconds, then maybe. I don't know. I don't know how long it needs to go. Oh, there it is up top. Lisa Gonzalez's last lap was 28 seconds. So let's see right here. So Bubba Buchanan fell off 3 seconds. 4 laps to go. Maybe Lisa Gonzalez will catch Bubba Buchanan. Actually, I think she will. I think she's closing the gap even more. So, it may not be over yet. Here, and Frankie Reed, he's doing a great job to staying with about or he's doing a great job maintaining distance from Lisa Gonzalez. Oh, wait a second. Maybe she won't catch him. I don't know. It's kind of strange. It looks like some laps Bubba Buchanan looks too far, but other laps it looks like Lisa Gonzalez is closing in and will catch him. So we'll see here. Will lap traffic play into a factor? It's played into a factor in deciding. Well, I think it actually has played a little bit factor here, but never mind. The caution is out here. The caution is out. That will end the race. And Saunders, it looks like he maybe had one around. Wait a second. He was a slower car. Oh, it was Charles Belding. He was running. He was running good. Oh, Matt Hoskins also was some heavy damage as well. So unless Lisa Gonzalez has some kind of an engine failure or something like that, she will go on to win this race, and we will do what we did exactly one season ago: finish the race under caution. Luke Walker, Ariana Parks hooked together, and then and while Ariana Parks doesn't give on the crash, Luke Walker slides right across the racetrack here, and Matt Hoshkus has nowhere to go, and that's a shame because all three of the drivers involved, Luke Walker, Matt Hoshkus, and Charles Bellin, were looked to have been running inside the top 10, and so that's just a shame. And these were the only three drivers that weren't involved. And now I think we might maybe I'll go on board driver, but or maybe I'll just take you back to the checkered flag. While Carter Sinclair is not going to do what he did a season ago, and that's win, I think that he does deserve an award for avoiding some of the crashes today. Look at that, you can't see anything. So he's not just in time. Such a shame for Charles Belding. He won Atlanta, but really since then has not had almost any good runs. It looked like today could have been one of those days where he had a good run, but nope. Some breaking news: as Lisa Gonzalez took the checkered flag, Hayden Keys, who I believe was inside the top 5, had a gearbox issue, and he'll finish 21st. And that is really such a shame such a shame, especially since I think he was going to finish inside the top 5. But here is the finishing result. So it looks like we had almost the exact same result. So last season, only 20 drivers finished the race. This time, it was 23. So the numbers of DNFs and drivers who finished actually swapped between last season and this season. But nevertheless, it was still a very wild, action-packed race at Vermont. And I believe next week is I think like the next few weeks are a couple of triple headers. I don't know if next week is one of those triple headers or if it's the week after that, but I know that we are in for a couple of triple headers, and one of those triple headers that speaks to my mind is I think it's a Ricky triple header, and not a Ricky triple header. I think it's a Bullet triple header, which is also called what is it called? Hartlepool, as some people like to call it. And then there should be a Kentucky triple header the week after that, but I don't know if Bola is next week or if it's the week after that. So you're just gonna have to tune in. So I would like to thank everyone who watched this race. I appreciate it. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and buy. Congrats to Luis Gonzalez on her first win after having so many struggling races.